You know what time it is. It's time to get jacked up for Jesus. If you like these videos, please like and subscribe to Jacked Up West New York 93 Crew. Like these videos, share these videos, comment on these videos. Well, there's a shooting in Buffalo, New York, mass shooting, very close to where I personally live. I was actually born in South Buffalo, moved out to the more rural suburban area outside of Buffalo when I was just a child. Well, here's what I have to say about this. This incident will be used as a mechanism for divide. You see, as you watch these fake news driving agendas start broadcasting and surmising certain things, it's not about unity. Even though there are now these t-shirts about Buffalo Unity, Buffalo Strong, you got the Buffalo Bills involved, you got the deadbeat Al Sharpton in town promoting things. I heard a guy last night talk about that he's going to pay for the funerals of the victims. Well, ask yourself where that money came from in the first place. Plus, he hasn't paid his taxes in a very long time. They probably should strip him of the reverend title. Just saying. But you're going to have all these snakes coming out of the woodwork in the way of the light, and they're truly out to deceive and divide. And that's exactly what's going to happen out of this incident in Buffalo. But as a believer, you have to be strong. You have to discern, and you have to look through these things. When they start calling for gun control and all these other things and using this big language, what is their true meaning? What's the picture? Why were there victims in this area? Is racism really a nationwide problem, or is it isolated to some nutbag who needed justification to carry out an evil act? And then we're going to spin that into a bigger problem. And at the end of the day, that end result will be taking more and more freedoms from you because people get scared over the narrative that's being driven. Well, if you don't want to be scared over the narrative that's driven, it's very simple. You read the Word of God. And a lot of this stuff has been laid out, talked a lot about it in the videos, but this Buffalo shooting that's in the news now, and again, you see a lot of these cockroaches crawling out of the woodwork to capitalize on it. A lot of people are saying how good this is. Like, again, you see the Buffalo Bills getting involved. Well, where are they when there's 295 homicides in Buffalo last year? Where were they? Where was the outcry? Where are they when there's so many people of all different cultures, races, and whatever exterminating fetuses and those kind of things? Where are these outcries? Where's the outcries for community services and restoring the families? They're nowhere to be found. So ask yourself, why does it take something like this to unify? Why isn't love and the sanctity of life our top priority at all times? Why does it have to be an incident like this? Just so happen the midterm elections are coming up too, by the way. To be a factor in which we need to show love towards people. You should be showing love on a daily basis. Every time there's a homicide down in the city or in your local area, you should be showing up and denouncing violence. You should also be promoting that you don't want to be a victim, and that your local government, if you're in these liberal democratic places like New York City, Buffalo, California, all these places where they let you be a victim and hope that the police officers show up to defend you, that's where the outcry should be. Not listening to these senators that want to stand up and talk about the weapons of mass destruction being wielded by this person and that person. You got to be biblically sound to understand some of this stuff. You got to read the Word of God. You got to see these kind of things going on. And I challenge you to go out, read the Word of God, see what's going on in today's times. Also discern the words of your local politicians, national politicians, the president, regardless of what president it is, it doesn't matter. And see if it fits into what your worldly view is, if you're a believer in God. And I've said it so many other times, I know it's going to upset probably personal friends of mine, but really, if you're a Democrat, you have a hard time explaining to me how you could be a Christian and a Democrat at the same time for what their platform stands for. And I know that's going to offend a lot out there to you, and it shouldn't be political, and you should separate church and state and all the other arguments that I heard before, but Again, you're standing on a platform that is basically anti-life, allowing things that goes against the creation of God. And I could just keep going down the list. And that's who you're voting for and what you're voting for. So if you truly are a Christian, take a stand. Denounce all type of violence, not just when it's allegedly racially motivated. We are all God's children. The pigmentation of your skin has no meaning whatsoever. There shouldn't be white pride, black pride, Latino pride. There's no pride in it. You didn't get to choose the pigmentation of your skin. Doesn't make you any better than anybody else. Either way. So start living in the will of God. God created you for a purpose. Find out what your purpose is. Don't get caught up in this political nonsense as these clowns decide to group together and deceive you in the way of light. And just like I said earlier, this title that's in front of this Sharpton character, you might want to think about that. God bless you all out there. We'll see you next time when we get jacked up for Jesus.